these are Monstrum P-Series precision scope rings, and these are their budget models. But let's take a look at what you get on a budget here, because you actually get much more than you would with other brands. Let's take a look at these in detail here. Actually pretty nice. I like the fact that they have lightning cuts on the bases, and what that is they actually milled out the base section here on both sides to lighten the overall weight, yet still keep it nice and strong and rigid enough so that your scope will keep zero and it will handle recoil even with higher calibers. Speaking of recoil, I would have liked it if they would have squared off the crossbars here to handle a little bit more recoil. Now, to be perfectly honest, for decades, forever, scope rings had rounded crossbars on the basis, even with some monster hunting rifles. All scopes were rounded, so it's not really an issue as far as handling recoil, but it can. Some people have noted that it can round off the crossbars or cross sections on some pick rails, depending on the rifle you have. Anyway, this should be perfectly fine if you're shooting like an AR in 5.56 or 2.23, and I don't think it'll be an issue. One thing I do like is that they used Torx screws on the top here, and not just regular hex screws, a lot of budget scope rings will do that. They'll just put regular hex screws. Torx screws allow you, obviously, to add a more torque onto each of the screws to really tighten down your rings on your tube, so there's absolutely no chance of slippage there. And overall, I like them. Now, one of the ways they can keep this inexpensive, and these are really affordable at around $20, really, street price, that's surprising, is that they don't spend as much time in the finish like their higher end scope rings, and of course higher end scope rings in general. You can see just a little bit of rough around the edges that they've been computer cut, and little bits of fine pitting. There you go. See right there. That's what you're gonna. That's why they're cheaper. But in all honesty, they're going to function just as well as $100 scope rings for the vast majority of the 99% of us who just go to the range to just shoot at targets, shoot at steel. These are going to do you just fine for as long as you're going to have your scope. I mean, unless you're going to be dropping a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 on a scope, these are going to be perfectly fine. If you don't agree with me there, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. But I've tested these out on a lab kit, and these are pretty much spot on. I didn't have to do anything to them. So if you're interested in learning more about this, you can find more information as well as more reviews on my channel and my blog at moondogindustries.com. And if you like this video, this short little unboxing feature here, look at these scope rings, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell. So thanks for watching. Moondog, out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.